Hello trade pros. Have you been trading on sim only to find some difficulty in finding consistency? Are you using sim trading as a way to evaluate and measure your performance? In today's video, we're going to talk about some of the top mistakes traders make when using sim trading and how to use it properly so it supports your positive development. Let's jump right into this video. Before we begin, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell so you're up to date as soon as we release videos. In today's video, I want to talk to you about why sim trading is potentially hurting you and even causing you negative development patterns. So how do new traders use sim trading? One of the most common ways is to measure and evaluate your performance. You start out and you say, okay, I'm going to put $50,000 of sim money in my account and I'm going to treat this like real money. I'm going to invest it, manage it, and treat this account as if though it's real live dollars. The goal for most new traders in sim trading is to actually develop a track record of performance. However, when you're doing sim trading, there's a big problem in evaluating your numbers, and that is, it's just practice. To liken it to a sports analogy, imagine showing up to practice and scoring 3 goals, and after the practice talking to your coach about a potential raise. Let's renegotiate this contract. I'm a top performer on the team. The problem with sim trading is it stands for simulated. That means you're just really practicing at the end of the day. Here's why sim trading is particularly dangerous when you're evaluating yourself in terms of performance. The most important part is, even though you're treating your capital like it's real money and giving it the respect it deserves, your subconscious mind on a deeper level knows that what you're doing isn't really exposing you on a risk basis. Your subconscious mind is always listening, it can never be fooled, and its primary goal is to keep you safe. So as you're trading in the simulated environment and you're generating results that you want to see, whether it's positive for a day, positive for a few weeks, you continue to sim trade and you start to build confidence. The problem with this confidence is that you're building confidence when you're executing a practice setup. And then what do? You build up all of this sim confidence and you go in and you switch to live trading. And the moment that you do, almost instantaneously, your profit and performance turns around. Every single trade that you took on sim is now getting stopped out. Every single thing that worked is leading you to losses. And why that happens is because when you go live, you're now exposing your mind to the real element of capital risk. That is, your subconscious mind detects the danger in what you're doing and constantly tries to bring you back to the pre-written habit of safe trading. The thing you don't realize is in sim, every single trade that you put on is creating a pattern, which is writing a habit, which creates your subconscious thinking towards the subject. So when you're sim trading in safety, you've conditioned yourself to believe that no matter what happens, every opportunity that you take should feel like a practice shot. That is, there's no pressure of live performance, and you got all the time in the world and ability to fight your way back. That's very dangerous thinking, because when you go live with real money, your subconscious is immediately triggered, your amygdala, which is the fear response in your brain, is also activated, and you lose all thought of rationality. What in turn happens is rationality goes out the window and your lizard brain or your more primal instinct kicks in. And that instinct is responsible to get you to safety as quickly as possible. But what does it mean to achieve safety in trading when you're putting on live capital? Achieving safety in trading would be the equivalent of you losing all of your money, because then you get back to sim. And in sim is where you created and solidified the pattern that you shouldn't expect any risk while you're trading. And so as long as you're using your sim account to evaluate your performance, you're actually writing negative sabotage cycles that are much harder to destroy to rewrite the new positive behaviors that you do want. So how do you use the sim account from the get-go? As a new trader, you have the upper hand because you're starting from scratch. Your trading development path is fresh and there aren't any footprints in the snow. So now you're laying down your own foundation. So how do you use sim trading the right way? Well, the most important thing for you is to use sim trading like a practice account, because that's what it really is. Practice clicking the ladder. Practice getting in and out of a trade. Practice managing the position once you're in a trade. Practice moving your stop. Practice getting yourself in a situation where you cancel your stop and your take profits open and you have to rebuild your bracket. Practice every single scenario that you can. But at the end of the day, you cannot use your sim trading results as any realistic measure of your progress or success. Not only is it not helpful, it's outright detrimental. Let me tell you this, as a new trader, your biggest goal should be to learn. And how can you track your development and how can you track what you're learning if all you're paying attention to is the actual P&L? The profit and loss column in a sim account is really irrelevant. So when you're using sim, remember this, always use it for practice, but do not rely on it to backtest strategies. Do not rely on the numbers to dictate how well you're doing. Your number one measure of performance should be how much you're learning. So what happens when you're in sim and you now know where to click, how to enter exit trades, how to manage your stop in an unforeseen circumstance like the internet cutting out, or suddenly the market turning against you, or being gapped out of positions. Once you're comfortable with your software, your charts, your trading ladder, and execution and trade management, it's time to switch and go live. It's important to go as quickly as possible into a live environment because this is really where the learning begins. What you learn in live trading is to actually acknowledge and manage the risk. Every single trade that you put in a live environment comes with a risk and you're consciously aware of it. And now you're practicing doing your job because the profits in trading come to those who manage risk well. We are not looking for profits. We are optimizing and constantly manage risk. And as a result, the profits will come to us. So now that you know how to use sim, what if you don't feel comfortable jumping right into the live markets? There are a few ways to allow yourself to get a smaller start than you think. With the micro futures, you could put just $200 aside into margin and be able to experience live trading on a smaller scale. In fact, if you're brand new or haven't found consistency yet, I highly do advise you that you slow down and get a smaller start. Look at Jeff Bezos. He started a company in his garage, and if you pull a picture of him at the beginning, he spray painted Amazon on a sign on a square piece of cardboard and tacked it to his garage. If you look at any successful individual, before they were able to hit success on a wide scale, and we recognize it in the media, they've been able to hit success on a smaller commitment level and scale it up. Because in trading, it's much easier to scale up as you're being successful, and it's much more detrimental to have to scale down because you're failing. So give yourself a chance to succeed. Don't spend too long in the sim account. Switch to live trading. Go smaller than you think you should, and continue to build consistency. Once you build consistency, it's very easy to scale up with your success and hit numbers in your career you never thought were imaginable before. If you want to learn a little bit more about micros trading, click the link in the description and watch our latest video on how to trade the micros and scale your success. If you want a deeper understanding of why sim trading is actually hurting your development, we have an entire podcast dedicated to this topic. Check out the Mind Over Markets podcast by TRADEPRO Academy on your favorite podcasting channel. You can do it on iTunes, Spotify, or anywhere that you listen to podcasts. Mark and I in this episode take a much deeper dive on what is important in sim trading and how to set yourself up for success. Or click the link in the description and we'll link you right to that episode. Before we finish, I want to ask you to comment in the section below and tell us, have you overstayed your welcome in sim trading? What's your experience been like with sim trading, and when did you decide to go live? If you want access to our live trading course, click here and get started now. That's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. Manage your risk and trade like a trade pro. Take care and goodbye.